Hey guys, it's me. I'm just chilling today. It's a rainy day, so I'm watching TV, something I really never normally do. Excuse me. But um, I was thinking, why is it guys can get together and bond and have such a great friendship, and you don't see a lot of discord in their relationships, and they'll actually bond together and do good and bad like run women. Uh, but for the most part, they turn each other on and uplift each other and carry each other through things together. You have a lot of women that can do that, but I noticed it's only in groups where all the women basically have the same standards or the same gusto. They all have a drive. A lot of times, women may not even feel like they fit in. You know, it's a misconception that beautiful women are always treated greatly because I've seen some that's not. Um, I've seen less than beautiful women in the eye of the beholder who were treated like queens because true beauty is not outer, it's inside out. It's what you're feeling on the inside that's reflecting on the outside. And a lot of times that's a misconception in female groups because the friendship can't ever go even because there's somebody who feels intimidated or there's somebody who's being used as a pawn or you have different scenarios, and then there's some women who just really, ladies, if you don't know this, I'm here to tell you, there are some women who just want your entire life because they never applied it to their own life. That's not your problem. You can't fix it. You can't do anything about it. If you have tried in the friendship to be their dog, their bestie, their homegirl, what's another term that I'm trying to remember a term I've heard my kids say? Is it my hitter? I don't know about these terms. But anyway, whatever the label that you put on it, friendship is about being down. You're supposed to trust your friend behind their back as well as in front of them. Now, when I say trust, if you have friends who can't trust you the way you have trusted them, you need to check into that because it's a reason why. Um, it can't be anything possibly. It doesn't have to be. Excuse me. It doesn't have to be anything that you did to them. Sometimes a guilty conscience will beat a person to death because you know the truth. And it's okay. They have to answer for that, or they have to suffer for that, or they have to go through whatever they go through. One thing I have learned, God will let you see that vengeance is His. He'll let you know what's been done behind your back because He'll place it before you. And in those times, that's when you are supposed to basically say, okay, always hold forgiveness in your heart. Why should you sit around and harbor a lot of negative feelings at what somebody else did to you? Never walk in the past. Just keep it like yesterday was the past. Today is the present and tomorrow is the future. So I personally have always had male friends because you don't have to worry about a lot of drama. You don't have to worry about a lot of arguing, and they're loyal. They protect you and they know their boundaries and they respect you. So that was why I switched from guys to girl. It wasn't a whole lot of guessing games. And it even worked out in my favor because when it was time for me to really do something major, I had manpower to help out the guy friend I used to have. So it worked in my favor. A lot of people don't put themselves in a certain situation. But the meaning of friendship is a model that I grew up with my childhood friends. And that's why I'm more loyal to them than anything because we really are the kind of friends that we can call at 4 a.m. We're going to support one another no matter what. And we're going to make sure if you locked up, you got a baby, we going to help finance that. You don't have to worry about being alone in any situation. And that's how we were raised. The basis of friendship came from our neighbor, Mr. Butts. I can remember when um, three boys in the neighborhood got lost. All the men in the neighborhood came together with their shotguns and was going in the woods to find these guys. So, we grew up seeing how friendship, a helping hand was supposed to be. Everything doesn't have to be financial. And that's why I think friendship falls into boundaries. Then you have a lot of women who may not have had outgoing personalities. Say, for instance, they get married or you happen to know their husband. You might have even been friends with their husband. Doesn't mean you have slept with him. Doesn't even mean you desire that man. But a lot of women, they tend to keep that kind of shit in the back of their mind. And you saying to yourself, girl, bye. Sometimes men are that way. And I hope you saying, yo, nigga, that ain't my type of chick. Or, girl, you asking yourself, what do they even see in them? So you have to look at trust, honesty, communication, love, spirituality. What do those things mean to people nowadays? Obviously, nothing. Because sometimes you're protecting people who don't even have sense enough to know it. They clueless and they blind. And I feel like the only friend we really truly have in this world is God. He told you trust no man. So that falls for women as well. But it doesn't mean you have to walk around thinking everybody's against you or everybody thinks they're better than you or everybody feels like no, because nobody can live in this world alone. And that's what we have to be. We have to let go of the crab in the bucket mentality and pick up a upper level mentality so that we can all work together. And I'm going to keep stressing that no matter what. I don't care who doesn't want to hear it, unsubscribe. But what you have to realize is that everything is about growth nowadays. You seen what we've been through. We've been through enough. And now it's time to rebuild our lives, rebuild friendships, rebuild our spirits first before you can go through any of that other stuff. And sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching to any of y'all. It's just that I take the time to analyze a lot of things when I'm moving around or working or doing something that I need to do. As a mom, my oldest is 24 now, and my youngest is 20, which I only have two girls. But the thing is, I've learned a lot along the way because my own mother died. Um, and I had been on my own since 18 in college. Then I went in the military. But I've also met some extraordinary people in every walk. Not every day is going to be an update for everybody. And I think that's when you do need a friend. But if you sulk into a dark cloud or your friend is somebody that is only a convenience for you, then you really have a piss poor attitude at friendship. Friendship is not all about giving and taking material wise. Friendship is about, hey, let me help you get your soul right. Let me help you get where I am spiritually. Um, Let me help you clear that junk out. Let me help you find growth. Um, Let me help you in the road to success. But I've learned you can't help people who don't want to be helped. You can't help people who feel intimidated. You can't feel people who feel threatened for no reason, because sometimes things are just a matter in their mind, or and you don't even have a clue. But as you grow through life, you pick up on things and you're saying, okay, that's why it's favorable on this end and not favorable for this end. And you're wondering and you go through life, and which I'm speaking from experience, and you're saying to yourself, I've done everything I can to try to show this person I'm a real friend. But in the end, you find out that person wasn't a real friend to you. So therefore, they can't accept your total friendship because they always second guessing everything that you do. So if you have to live your life in that type of friendship, you have to fall back and let your friend find themselves and pray. Pray for them. Pray for them to have an awakening. Pray for them to have an eye-opening situation that makes them understand. Sometimes you just putting your ducks in a row in the wrong place. I never have really considered myself to have just friends. All my friends can mingle. And I've never forced friendship on anybody. And I'm not going to allow anyone to force friends on me. Doesn't mean that I don't like people. You can not associate with people and never ever have a day that you hate them. You can love people from a distance, and sometimes as women we have to learn everybody wasn't taught the same. And once again, I'm not saying anybody is better than the next person now, because I don't agree with that mindset at all. But I'm also saying you're not going to get that $50,000 a year job rolling with the local dope dealer, and you live in a small town, or you might can get away with a friendship like that. But even though you continue to be friends, you have to still change your lifestyle, because it's going to ruin your success. Because sometimes on the way up, you have to cut people off so that you don't get caught up in their mess. And energy is important, ladies. I'm not just talking to ladies, men too. Energy is very important, because you can be having a great day, but if you're around somebody who is depressed or angry, if you're not a strong person, you start to absorb. You don't even have to be strong. Once again, it goes back to friendship. If you really care about a person and what they're going through, you feel what they feel and you become supportive. But have you ever noticed there's people, they're around when you're going through the bad stuff, but they're only around so they can go back and tell their misfit friends, hey, guess what? This one is going down. This one is going through this, blah, 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 blah. But all the good things that happen to you, they can't be found. And that's how you are